Hi, and welcome back to a special Passover edition of our Mitzvahs. We're going to, in this video, cover the 3 remaining negative commandments about Passover, and that way I can send out a complete set of Passover Mitzvahs and everybody will be ready for Passover. So, as I'm sure most of you are familiar, there's a time by which the chametz has to be sold, and you have to stop eating it by a certain time, etc., etc. There are various times. That's going to be covered in the next mitzvah. But the first and significant thing to realize is that according to the Torah, chametz becomes prohibited from midday on. That's halfway between sunrise and sunset. From midday on, chametz is prohibited by a Torah prohibition. So let's take a look inside at this mitzvah, which is also going to discuss the time for eating and getting benefit, and we'll elaborate thereupon. Okay, let's look inside. It is a negative commandment to eat no chametz on the day before Passover afternoon, for Scripture says, "You shall eat no leavened bread over it," which means over the Passover sacrifice. The time for offering it being from the 7th hour of the day. Remember, when we say noon, it doesn't mean noon. It means halfway from the start to the end of our 12-hour day, from sunrise to sunset. Whoever eats chametz on the day before Passover after 6 hours, after halfway through the day, should receive whiplashes. Because they're whiplashes and not whiplashes for disobedience, that tells you it's a Torah commandment, not a rabbinic commandment. And the sages of blessed memory forbade eating it or having any benefit of it from beginning of the 6th hour, which is, again, when we talk about hours here, we're talking about prorated hours from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. While in the 5th hour, eating it is forbidden, but benefit from it is permissible. Okay, so basically you have a third of the day to eat it, and then you got to get rid of it within the next hour. Right, and it's a Torah prohibition starting midday. This is enforced everywhere and every time for both man and woman. All right, just a couple of quick comments. So this is why the times change every year. The latest time for eating chametz changes. The time for selling chametz changes. Now this year is wacky because, This year is different because Erev Pesach is on Shabbos. So it's a little bit different, but those details will go out separately. Let's just stick to in a normal year for now. 2 other mitzvos to be aware of when it comes to Pesach. 2 other negative commandments. They are very straightforward. It is negative commandments number 147 and 148. Let's look inside. It's a negative commandment to do no work on the first day of Passover, as Scripture says, and on the 15th day you shall do no laborious work. This applies in every place and time for both man and woman. Remember, when we say the first day, we're talking about according to the Torah. Remember that we obviously observe 2 days of Yom Tov. That'll be true with the 7th and, in our case, the 8th day of Passover. 148 inside, it is a negative commandment to do no work on the 7th day of Passover. As Scripture says, on the 7th day is a holy convocation, you shall do no laborious work. This applies in every place and time for both man and woman, and it applies on both the 7th day and the 8th day. So this video, in combination with the other videos that'll be combined into an email for you and is well put into a playlist on YouTube, will give you the complete set of Passover mitzvos. Hey, have a great day. Bye-bye.